request for the meeting relayed to you?
Okay. I think I replied that on 2.3.3. Because when I see 2.4, I'm answering something different there. Because I'm answering upon my arrival in Durban. I was somewhat delayed and...
Yeah, I think that it merges the two questions.
Yeah, so
before.
2.3...
So if you could just read 2.3.4.
I must read 2.3.4?
Yes.
Okay. Upon my arrival in Durban, I was somewhat delayed and the president had already attended to other commitments. I then had a conversation with Ms. Londiwe, who informed me that two individuals were present requesting to see the president and had specifically asked to, I'm telling the page, meet with me. I asked her whether she knew who these individuals were and and the reason for their request. She indicated that she was aware of their identities but not the purpose of their visit. Through Ms. Londiwe, we then contacted these individuals to advise them that I had arrived in Durban and I was on my way to meet them.
Okay, so she relayed this to you?
Yes.
And you say that she was aware of their identity. So these are individuals that she'd met with before?
According to my assumption at that time, she knows them. Yes.
Okay. But she didn't know why they wanted to
meeting.
meet with you in particular?
Yeah, in most cases what happens, she only arranges meeting and she's never part of the meeting. She will like walk you in, close the door, you have a meeting. And then some people would then, either if they don't get to Baba, they would then tell her, we need to see Ushong. We are here to ask Baba to give us permission to see Ushong. Remember, with President Zuma, it's a freeway. Everybody is welcome. So people usually will go there so that even if I want to say no, I can't say no. Because they've already asked the president. Now it comes as an instruction.
Okay.
Yeah.
But to be clear, you had never met these people before?
No, never.
Yourself?
Never.
All right. So 2.3.5, the question is where the meeting took place, if you could continue.
Yes. The meeting took place at 207 Multipliers Road, Morningside, Durban, 4001 at the DRK Tactical Premises, which is their offices.
This is their offices?
Yes, they said
And
so.
at what time was this meeting?
I'll check on my time, but it was like 13 something on my. It says on my timeline when I arrived there. If you can check on page 42 on the bundle. Where is it? 40.
You're talking about the vehicle trackers?
Yes, it gives exact time.
Page 43.
Yes.
42. It
Page
says
43.
13, DRK Tactical.
It's 43, Commissioner.
Page 43, yes.
Yes. It's 13:13, and I was there until 13:53. That's when I arrived there.
Shongwe, what is DRK? Is it a security company?
It's a security company. Yes.
Thank you.
But I think there's a whole lot more what they do there, because it's when you get there, you see more of security related stuff, like the cars that were out there were security cars written in security markings. But the office doesn't have anything that says security. It says tactical only.
Thank you.
So just to be clear, you arrived at 13:13 in the afternoon and you left at 13:53.
Yes,
Okay, so you were there for about 40 minutes in total.
if I may say so.
So who attended the meeting with you?
Ngahamba no mama uLondiwe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who did you meet with? And that's at 2.3.7.
Ngadibana no. Okay. At 3.7, can I read as it is there? Or you want me to
You
explain
can
it to
read the paragraph
I
and then
can
you
explain.
can expand on it.
Okay. Let me start maybe by expanding. When we got there, at the gate, there was one security guy who was inside, wearing a bit darker clothes, bluish kind of. And that's the guy that opened for us. And then I drove in, and I didn't drive in straight on, I just reversed in the yard. So
Can I
that-
just pause for a moment? You said
Yes.
there was a security
yes,
official
in the yard.
who
Opened the gate.
granted you access?
Yes.
And was he the only security officer there, or were there others?
At that time, it was only him.
Only him,
In the
okay.
front.
All
when we
right,
entered.
continue.
So I drove in reverse, and then while I was parking my car, a gentleman with glasses, tiny in body, short, flat beard, came wearing glasses, came smiling and introduced himself to me, greeting and introduced himself as Imran as I exited my car. He said his name is Imran. Then I also told him my name. So then it was like, oh, I know you, my brother, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And then if you can just say, if you take it from we were escorted.
Okay. We're then taken into the boardroom, which was furnished with 4 chairs on
No,
each side.
let's just go up a little bit, sorry.
Okay.
It's the third line. It starts, we were escorted onto the premises. Take it from there.
At that line, he introduced himself. Okay, we were escorted into the premises, and as we entered, we passed at the reception desk bearing the signage that read DRK. Now, I didn't write here in my statement that those alphabets, they were very big, but they were 3D type of signage with lights. There was white, red, and white. So those alphabets, I think R was in red. Then the 2 other alphabets were white. As we entered, it was like a desk like this one. Then it's somewhere here. Then we were escorted into the left of that receptionist, where the next room is their boardroom. And then we got there, the Imran officer seats. Now we were sitting in a table. If I'm not wrong, the table might be from this corner, maybe to the end there of this. It's very long, but the width of it is not that much. It's maybe like a 1.5 or so.
So it was a narrow,
Yes,
but
this
very
side.
long boardroom
Yeah,
table.
narrow and long at this side. So
Okay.
Imran sits on my left on the far end. Londi will sit just slightly opposite me here. And then while we were sitting there, Imran advises us that we are waiting for one gentleman who's going to come. And then we're then waiting for that person. So, may I continue?
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I think where you can just read in, because you've explained 237, but if you could just read the last sentence.
237. Imran advised us that we could wait for another individual who was expected to arrive. This person was subsequently introduced. This person subsequently introduced himself to me as Yusuf Kaji. That is when this gentleman, also bearded, wearing this Indian clothing, this long dress, same color as this table I'm sitting in, lighter, walked in and then immediately came to shake my hand and introduce himself as Yusuf Kaji. Then I recall I laughed at him with Kaji. Is this a Zulu surname? Because if it's a K, it's a Zulu. Then if it's C, it's English. And then we laughed about that matter. But he said, no, I'm Kaji.
Okay. And then 238, the question is, what was the purpose of this meeting, according to the people who requested it? So if you could just take us to 238.
Okay.
What was the explanation to you for why they requested this meeting with you?
Okay. Prior to the meeting, my speculation was that the meeting had been requested because they wished to assist the organization in some way. However, in the course of our conversation...
By organization, you mean MK Party?
MK, yes. And I say that organization, if I may explain, Commissioner, because I only get relations or requests or invites through or for the reason of MK. I hardly get invites just for Shongwe. I think Shongwe is not a person, so they want law. So if I may put like that. So for that purpose, it was for the MK in my thinking, my assumption. I will continue. Where was I? Okay. However, in the course of our conversation, Yusuf stated that someone wished to speak to me without explaining further, and he instead insisted on calling this person to speak to me telephonically. I asked who is this person was. They then disclosed the name of this individual as General Khan. I refused and I informed them that I did not wish to take the call. During this interaction, Yusuf moved his chair closer to mine and proceeded to call this person. As the phone was already ringing, the call was answered and it was General Khan. Now, if I may explain this, because here in writing, my mind was already in the artwork. I'm a 10-minute person. So how it happens is this: when he sits down, as we are talking this, just silly talk, nothing serious. Before he starts talking to me, Imran moves closer to Sislondiwe, and it's a chair with wheels. He sits next to Sislondiwe here, very close. It's when also Kaji moves directly to me and saying, "Hey, my brother, man, there's a brother of us who wants to talk to you, man. You know, yeah, boy, he wants to talk to you." It speaks a lot of, if I can bring him here, before you get to know what he wants to say, there will be sentences and sentences, so you can't remember everything. He speaks fast as well. So he says that, "Hey, our brother wants to speak to you." And I ask, who's that and why? He says, no, man, you know the guy, General, it's Khan. He says Khan. So that's why, in respect, I say General Khan here, but he says it's Khan, our brother. No, man, you know you're our brother, man, talk to our brother. And at that time, he's talking, already dialing. And the person on the other end of the phone picks up the phone. It's a video call.
But did you agree to have the conversation?
I
what was your
did tell him
response
that
to?
I don't want, this is, okay, as I say, he talks too much. While he was calling, I'm telling him, no, don't call. We can either make other ways and talk if there is a way. But I don't want a phone call. And I tell him that I don't like phone calls. He then explains to me, don't worry, brother. We will help you with the phones. If you are scared of phone calls and anything, don't worry. We will help with your phone. Your phone will be tracking somewhere when you're making a phone call. All this nonsense he speaks while acting on this thing. We'll work you on your phone. Don't worry about this. You must give us your phone. Then the phone is already ringing at that time. So at that time, he takes the phone and turns it towards me. The phone was answered exactly when he turned it. And it was then when I saw this face that, no, I know this face on pictures, exactly as he looks now.
So it was a video call?
It was a video call.
Okay.
And the angle of the video call is from the right-hand side of his face. Not directly in the front, but on the side of this side. Then the guy on the phone greets me, "Hey, brother, how are you?" Speaking calmly. "Brother, how are you?" And then I replied, "Hey, I'm okay, how are you?" He says, "No, brother, man, what are you doing?"
Just do this for our transcription.
Yes.
The person who's greeting you, that's General Khan.
That's
now.
General Khan.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. I'm feeling a Julius Mkwanaza syndrome here. I don't know why. And I've also done the yes thing now.
It comes it comes with that seat.
Yeah, it's a yes. So yes.
You greeted.
I greet him and he greets back. He greets me and I greet back. But immediately starts talking. But this one,
even while
no.
Even while General Khan is speaking,
stopped.
he was.
Some of the things he said I don't even recall, but he never stopped. So he has the phone in his hand, and then Khan speaks. At the time when Khan speaks, he starts saying, "Brother, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me?" The conversation was in that line. Why are you doing this to me? And what did I do to you? And I replied, "No, I'm not. You did nothing to me. In fact..."
But what was he referring to when he says, "Why?"
I knew what he was referring to. That's why I didn't bother to ask. I knew already what he was referring to, because now this is happening very fast, and I can't really focus on my daughter. Okay, what is really happening here, and how should I tackle this? But I decided, let me push in and then just finish this thing and move away from it. So I said, no, I'm doing nothing to you. I was referencing you, your name in this thing. I'm not looking for you. You even know that we won't call you on the ad hoc. You are voted out that you won't come. So it was just a matter of me referencing. no, brother, you are killing me. Then he touches his neck, you are suffocating me. And his eyes are now turning red. If I may say, he was crying. But I just decided to, let me look at this and understand what is really, really happening here. He was wearing a shirt, this color. He looks down and he looks at me in the phone, and then he never looks. He speaks very, very...
Sorry, is that what, light blue? What color is that?
I would say baby blue.
Oh, thank you.
I'm not good with colors, but ngaza.
Very light blue.
Ngaza impela.
You are very
Baby
good.
blue.
You are very good because I have no idea what baby blue is.
Mr. Shongwe, my grandmother used to say it's powder blue.
Oh, it's powder blue.
And because she was
Blue
my
seed is
grandmother,
powder,
I assumed
but
she
it's
was
blue,
right.
so we don't know what blue is that. So,
May I just ask? This? You say you knew what he was talking about. Just for completeness, can you please tell us what it is that you knew?
okay. And prior to me meeting him, after all these couple of times where I asked questions about him on Sarah Jane Trent, Paul Sullivan, I had forgotten that I'd asked General Masemola as well. But prior those days when I kept on punching that question, Uguti, how did you, Paul Sullivan and Sarah Jane Trent, establish who to investigate? Because I was probing Uguti, when it comes to General Patlani, they already had proof of the sound system. And he answered to Paul Sullivan, he loves South Africa, that's why he's investigating. So that's why I asked him, as a lover of South Africa, how do you then generate who you want to target? Where you see the allegations of General Kanda, so many, but you focus on Patlani. That is the issue. So on those days, I was getting phone calls with everyone, and people that I know, people that I may not know sometimes, and pass on the street, they finally get to it. This Khan you don't touch. He deals with abantu abaronga kakhulu. I got so many of those in a way that I started to take note to okay, now I've put my life in danger with this thing. But the day this happened was when I asked Babu Paul Sullivan. That is when I got a number of people when I walk in the streets. Some people even that I don't even know in the airport will say, hey, Vanagit, uzbhekela. But siyabonga into enenzile, nimkhonto and all those things. So I noticed okay, when he speaks with Nyamkhama, I knew exactly what sikhuluma ngani. The topic to me was clear, okay, sila kule nto manje. And what I must do is to understand how do I escape being here so that ngazifaka enkingeni.
And at the top of page 10, where you say you told him that you were merely referencing his name, were you referring to what you said to Mr. O'Sullivan?
Yes,
you
I was
were
referring
investigating Patlane, but why not Khan? That's what you meant by saying I was merely referencing your name.
Yes, I was referring to that because the situation was very fast. I won't lie about it. But one is forced to think fast out of the box in that situation. How do I calm the situation here? Because we came there without bodyguards, without any weapons or anything. So one has to make sure that I don't allow this to escalate. Because should it be I allow it to escalate or I become violent, it might turn on me. And at that time, if I may say, while we were sitting, the number of people in the yard, they are no longer one person. Because where Kaji is sitting, there's a window behind him. And I could see my car, I could see a couple of men around that space. So one has to think fast to go, okay, let me just keep this situation calm, then we'll exit Sizwe and Eland and we'll see how we handle this matter. So that's why I say to him, no, I'm not targeting you, I was referencing your name. I know my targets. This one, this is where he also says, yeah, I know your target, you're targeting corners. Mr. Kaji, constantly talking. So this is where he also says, yeah, I know you're looking from corners, I can hear your questions. Then this one says, Norman, come, let's meet, let's have a talk, come, let's talk. We can look after you, let's talk about some things. He says it as well. But this one then takes over the conversation of the taking care of me. And then this one says, no, let's meet in Johannesburg. He asked this, sorry, in Sandton. He asked this one, Where in
You are, sorry, you are using so many, this one.
Oh, sorry.
It was General Khan who said you must meet at his place in Sandton
In Sandton.
the following week.
the same week on Friday?
Sorry. Yeah. Please. Please.
Page 10. On page 10. Yeah.
The last two lines?
Maybe
Perhaps let's do
start
this. Please read the whole of 2.3.10.
2.3.10, where is it? Okay.
the
General
first,
Khan answered the call.
sorry, the first paragraph up to I responded that I would make time.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. 2.3.10. General Khan answered the call, and Yusuf held the screen facing me in his hands and said to General Khan, "My brother, here is Shongwe." General Khan greeted me, saying, "Brother, how are you?" I replied that I was okay and asked how he was. He then said, "What is wrong, bro? What did I do to you? You are suffocating me." While saying this, he placed his hands on his neck and his eyes appeared red, as if he had been crying. I replied that I was not doing anything to him, that I was merely referencing his name, and that he was not my focus then. And then he then said, "What do you want? We can look after you. Come meet me at my place in Sandton next week, Friday, if you are available. If you are available." I responded that I would make time. Yeah, sorry for that.
So it was General Khan who invited you to meet him
In Sandton.
at his place in Sandton.
Yes,
And he invited you for the week after this meeting.
yes.
And you said you would do so, right?
I agreed that I will come.
Okay. Can you read the next paragraph?
I quickly want to check something. Yeah, it was there. While we were still conversing, Yusuf turned the phone to face himself and asked, "Where in Sandton?" General Khan responded, "In the apartment." Yusuf then ended the call and continued speaking to me. Remaining close to me, he said, "Stop this. You are our brother and we can really take care of you. There is a security tender at Checkers worth 2.2 million every month, and we can give it to you." I replied that I do not operate in that manner. He insisted that he could arrange 10 bar in cash for me, and I said it was fine, that we can talk up on Friday.
Okay. So this second part of the conversation, an offer of a tender, what did he mean? Did he mean that, are you in the security business? So why would he offer you a security tender?
Let me put it how I perceived it. Because prior, when we were talking, and he's talking too much on the issue of phone, there was an instance in this talking where he asked for my number, Yusuf Kaji, and I constantly said, no, I don't want you to have my number. So I noticed that me pushing back constantly doesn't get this guy to back off. So this is the type of a person, you agree to everything, then you live like that. This is what I started deciding to, okay, let me work on this, because now he says, you give me the tender of 2 million of security. And I said, no, I don't operate like that. So to him, maybe he thought no, in book form, this will get me arrested or whatever, in a way. To him, he thought I'm saying that. That's why he changes the subject to say, no, we can get you cash then. 10 bar, we can get you 10 bar, we can arrange it. In that, the thing is, I forgot to write it here. In that statement, this is where he even promised me there were 3 BMW cars that were window tinted and bulletproof. He then promised me, would we even give you this car?
Where were those cars? Where were
in
those
the yard, parked next to my bike.
In the yard, okay.
Yes, in the yard.
He pointed at them?
Pointed at them. Even when we went out as well, he was walking me out on the window. He said, "Do you see all these cars are safe. I was no longer interested in listening, but my focus was leaving. So I had agreed to say, okay, no, about the turn bar, we'll talk on Friday. That is what I said, because I wanted to get them to say, okay, fine, let's meet wherever we're going to meet and talk. Then as soon as I started agreeing, I just noticed the change of tone and the character of the body. Now I think they feel calm, I'm with them. Then I decided, okay, this is where I'm going to take this thing. This is where they then, if I may recall, at the same time I stood up, I wanted to leave, and then he said, no, sit down, man, I want to tell you something. There's a brother of mine upstairs who has information, because we see your line of questions are more asking about Mkwanazi. We have something on General Mkwanazi, we can give it to you. Okay. And he spoke fast, he spoke about the helicopters and a lot of stuff that I was not interested in listening.
Okay. Sorry. I see that for 10 bar you have a bracketed explanation, 10 million rand.
Yes, the language 10 bar is 10 million.
Thank you.
Can you read the next paragraph into the record? This is now where you're talking about what you just said about that he seemed to intimate to you that in fact the person you're really looking into is General Mkwanazi.
Yes.
Okay.
Imran then, this is when we were standing up. Imran then offered to bring us something to drink and returned with bottle of water. Yusuf then said, in the line of your questions, I see you don't want General Khan, you want Mkwanazi. I can give you information on Mkwanazi. My brother upstairs has information on him. I did not respond to this statement. Instead, I requested to leave. As we were walking out, Yusuf said we must wait a while as the brother was coming. We waited next to the signage, and a man of approximately my height or slightly taller and muscular build came down to the stairs. Yusuf took this individual and me back to the boardroom, leaving Londi and Imran by the reception. And if I may say, I think Londi also continued to live here, and asked him whether he still had information on Mkwanazi and the helicopter. To which he responded yes. Yusuf then instructed him to locate the information and stated that he would give it to me on Friday when we meet in Sandton.
Okay. Chair, it's 11 o'clock. Before I ask questions on this paragraph.
Should we not push to finish? If that's, unless...
I'm in your hands, Chair. We could.
Or let me ask this question perhaps. How much longer do you think you're going to be?
Probably no longer than an hour.
Let's rather take the break then.
Okay.
Let's adjourn until 11:30.
11:30, thank you, Chair.
Thanks, everyone.
See you next week.
Okay, ClickUp. What did I just agree to in that meeting?
Yes, Ms. Asim.
Thank you, Chair. Mr. Shongwe, we were at page 10 of your statement,
Yes, ma'am.
and you just read into the record the paragraph that begins, Imran then offered us.
Yes.
Can you explain when he says to you, I see you don't want General Khan, you want Mkhwanazi, what was he referring to?
This I'll answer in my in my own thinking. Yes, he was referring to giving me information about General Mkhwanazi that I should be using in the ad hoc, because it was in line with him saying that he understands the line of my questions, that I'm looking for information about General Mkhwanazi, which is, I don't know where he gets that. However, it was a way, I think he was trying to pursue me to then go after General Mkhwanazi with what he was going to give me. So I was very, very skeptical in even probing further of those information that he wants to give me, because at no stage I spoke about General Mkhwanazi. And it wouldn't make sense why out of nowhere he would just punch in General Mkhwanazi's name, whereas there's a lot of corrupt police that he can tell me about.
Okay, so it wasn't that you had given him any indication that you were looking for information?
I don't even know where he gets that.
Okay. So what then happens is another gentleman enters the room.
Yes.
And you explain that he asks this gentleman whether he had information on, as you put it, Mkhwanazi and the helicopter. Did they speak any further about that? What was the issue about the helicopter?
To be honest with you, when the gentleman was walking down the stairs towards me, this is where Yusuf says, "This is my boy, this is the guy who has the information." Then he takes me, grabs me back to the bottom. And then he speaks about the information of the helicopter. He did mention a place and the helicopter, and I don't know what he was talking about, but this muscular guy didn't speak much. He only agreed that I have, and that he will package it on a USB for me, and then they'll give it to me on Friday. But
So-
this one, because I was tired of listening to him, to be honest. I can't recall exactly the words he was saying, but he was speaking again fast and a lot of things that I couldn't even listen to.
So he said they would put it onto a USB drive and give it to you on Friday when you meet.
In Sentin.
So the idea was when you meet with General Khan that they would
When I
provide.
meet, yes. The idea of the meeting was I was supposed to meet Imran, Yusuf, and Khan. That's how the meeting was going to be on that Friday, had I went to that meeting.
I see. So it wasn't just going to be you and General Khan?
No.
Okay. Can you read the next paragraph?
Okay. I see in the next paragraph I mistyped. I wanted to say it is worth mentioning. So I said it is worth nothing. Can I correct that?
It says it's worth noting.
Oh, okay. No, in my this
No,
one.
you were right the first
there
time
is
when
the
you
new
wrote.
one. Okay,
yeah.
this side. Okay. It is worth noting that Yusuf requested my contact details, which I refused to provide. He was persistent, stating that they could change the location reflected on my phone. I declined this offer. It may also be important to note that my phone remained in the car throughout the meeting, as I was apprehensive that it could be hacked. And
Okay,
yes.
pause there, please, because I'd like you to explain the following. He says they could change the location reflected on your phone. What did you understand by that?
Now, that one he explained thoroughly many times as he was talking in this thing. He kept on saying, you kept on saying, give me your number. I'll call you so that we can arrange the meeting. Trying to eliminate Ms. Londi being the contact person. That's how this topic goes. And I kept on saying, no, I don't want anybody to have my number. I will find a way that we meet through Londi. It's fine that way. Then he said, no, if you're scared of us, we won't do anything. Actually, we will help you. We will make your phone unhackable. When one tries to check it, it will reflect in Brazil, it will reflect in Paris, mention other countries, while we are here in South Africa. That was the promise. He even mentioned that they will work on the SIM card in the phone. If I give them my number, they will help me with that. So I said, no, my phone is in the car, and it was off at that time, but I was not interested in giving them my number because in a way I was trying to indicate that I'm not comfortable with this thing. So I'll trust them later if they feel what they want me to trust them. Because what was running in the back of my mind is that if Khan is so innocent, why would he want me there in that office? Why would he want to talk to me on the phone in that office where he has a space where he can come to the ad hoc for free? It's different here in the ad hoc. In the ad hoc, we pay for you to come. We accommodate you, we give you food, we give you everything. So yin lemhlula ukuthi eza zosibona lapha khulume nathi asitshela iqiniso ukuthi yena akenzanga lutho. That was my concern in this thing ukuthi this is a plot to get me to take cash or get myself implicated in whatever they want to implicate me, or find a way to control me so that I can keep quiet in probing Khan.
So were there cameras in the room where these offers were being made to you, the checkers and the 10 bar, etc.?
Yes, as I entered the boardroom, when I sat down, on my right-hand side on the corner, there was a camera there on top. And on my left-hand side again on the corner, there was a camera there on the corner. Including when we entered at the gate, at that door, there's a camera at the corner of the door. A very, very tiny camera. You might not see it if you're not looking. So those are things that I did take note of.
So you felt that they were trying to implicate you?
In many ways, I felt many things. Either implicate or find a way to control me. You see, in my political life, there's one thing I'm wary of. I believe that when somebody promises you such an amount of money, and should you be lucky, should I put it like that, should you be lucky and get that money, you will be happy for a little while, and they will control you. So that's what I don't want in my career politically, because there is now ad hoc and Madlanga because of such things. The politicians have now a bad reputation because of such things. So I'm one of those people who are trying to resuscitate our name and our credibility. I'm sorry if I may not, no offense intended. You see, when you go out, it is a standard norm that when somebody is arrested, they will tell you, no, totally cold drink, get a cold drink. We speak to the police, give them something about. It is also a standard norm that they will say, no, if you are going to court, don't worry, bring something, we'll speak to the prosecutor, or I know the judge. That's why when Honorable Skosana in the ad hoc, when we spoke that we are not done in the ad hoc, we want to further probe the commissioners in the security cluster, the judges, the prosecutors. I remember one day we started asking about certain judges. I may not mention names here. Outside of the committee, we were then told, the guys, do you know what you are doing? You're talking about judges here. Don't start fight with judges. I've done nothing wrong, so I don't worry about what judges would do to me if I know I've done nothing wrong. So it's those things that are standard in our cities, in our communities, that this is a character, that politicians are like this, police are like this, and we need to change that so that we have a better South Africa.
So you never took the 10 million that was offered to you?
If it was there, let me tell you what I was going to do. I was going to take that 10 million. Go home with the 10 million, look for charities, look for the hobos in the street, give them money, and get to ad hoc and tell them that I took 10 million given by these people. Here it is. That's my character. That's the person I am. But unfortunately, they had no money. Even when we leave, I stated here in my statement, this Imran guy says, no, Shongo, don't worry. I see you're not quite happy. You get your chocolate when you get to Johannesburg. When I land at the airport, we'll meet at the airport. I'll give you a chocolate. Talks in that line. I was like, no, don't worry. I'll take my chocolate in Joburg. So I was going to take it and make sure that I expose it. Because the purpose that I wanted to know is why would Khan get me there? Why would they want me there if he's innocent?
So on the issue of the chocolates, it's in the next paragraph. I think we should just read it in because it mentions the names. If you could read that paragraph into the record.
It says, when we then said our goodbyes and Imran walked us out to the car. Before I entered the vehicle, Imran said, I don't have anything now, but I will give you your chocolates on Friday when we meet. That's the promise.
Okay. The next paragraph, 2311, you've already dealt with. It was a question about who was present in the meeting, but you've dealt with that.
Yes,
Can we go to 2312 on the next page?
yes.
And the question here was, what were the outcomes of this meeting then? You know, what happened after this discussion that took place in the boardroom in Durban? So can you begin by reading 2312 into the record?
The outcome was that we will meet at his apartment in Sandton, meaning General Khan, on Friday, and Imran will bring me my chocolates and information on General Mkwanasi. That was the promise. I had promised them, if you may refer back, that I would come to the meeting, which was planned to be in Sandton, in the apartment, where I can recall, as Yusuf asked General Khan, where would the meeting be, in the house or, and then he said in the apartment. So there was no outcome for me. This is where it ended.
You didn't meet then on
No,
that Friday?
I never.
And you didn't meet at any time subsequent to that Friday?
I made sure that cause that I don't understand, I drop immediately.
So you didn't have any further conversation either with Mr. Kaji or Mr. Imran?
I don't recall having any phone calls from, okay, they didn't have my number, so a person who would have my number would be Ms. Londiwe. I don't honestly recall exactly whether she did ask me or not after that, but I think if she had asked me, as she mentioned in her statement, I think I turned it down. But as I left that door, I closed that chapter in my mind. I just wanted to find my leaders and explain to them what had happened.
Sorry, Ms. Asim. Ms. Shong, please look at page 20. It's paragraph 54 of Ms. Londiwe's
Paragraph?
affidavit. Paragraph 54 on page 20.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
Maybe
Yeah, that's...
just take time to read 54 to 58 and then tell us if you have any recollection of the call on the 10th of March 2026.
Thank you, Commissioner. This is Sis Londiwe's statement, right? On
Yes.
54, it says, on or about 10 March 2026, I met with Mr. Imran and Mr. Yusuf Kaji and telephonically connected them to Mr. Shongwe. The call was placed on speakerphone. Mr. Shongwe indicated that he was occupied with work commitments. It was apparent to me that he was not interested in pursuing any further meeting. Following that discussion, I had no further involvement in the matter.
Do you have any recollection of that call?
Mhlonishwa, ngangibona lento le angikhumbuli nakancane, but I'm trying, my mind is failing me here because on the 10th of March it was my birthday. And I don't recall which was I at work. But if I read this, ngoba ngiyazazi mina, uma ngibusy maybe go-ad hoc, I will pick up and say, hey, ngibusy, I will call you. So I don't really recall ukuthi ngakhuluma nabo. Maybe I just dropped the call busy and they were talking to me. So angiyibeki ngaphandle, angiyivumi kodwa angiyikhumbuli nje nhlobo. But what I know is that bengasayifuni kulamadoda.
But it's possible that her statement, the way she puts it here, is correct.
The outcome of what she says here gives me lento ukuthi it is me here because ngangasafuni lutho ngempela. So I can say it might have happened, but I don't have a clear recollection of yona lento le.
Thank you.
Yes.
She says that she put the call on speakerphone. You don't recall any voices, recognized voices on...
One thing I know for sure, I've never spoken to those guys ever again. She might have called me and spoke to me, and maybe she said, I'm putting you on speaker. I was not even listening because, you see, when I'm at work, it's a space like this, cameras are here. So you'll go on a phone. By the time you are going down, somebody's continuously speaking. So I might have missed that if it happened like that. But I know that I might have said to her, I'm not available, I'm committed, I'm busy at work. So if it happened, I was working on that day, it might have been like that. For that matter, I don't even recall what I did that day on my birthday, but I don't drink. So I don't know what happened to that day.
Thank you. So the next paragraph 2.4 is in response to the question where you were requested to provide information about your discussions with President Zuma, Duduzane Zuma, and the leadership of the MK party, and their response to you relating this meeting to them and the details of this call with General Khan. Could you read that into the record?
Are we on 2.4?
2.4.
Yes. The following day, and which I think I must correct, I don't think exactly was it on the 9th?
Can I ask you this? After this meeting on
Yes.
the 8th, did you fly back
No,
to
I
Cape
didn't.
Town or did you remain in Durban?
I remained. I
Okay.
remained, yeah. So I wrote here, the following day I met with President Zuma and Mr. Duduzane Zuma and recounted to them what had transpired in the meeting. As previously explained, President Zuma expressed surprise that this was the reason President Zuma expressed, where am I? President Zuma expressed surprise that this was the reason the meeting had been requested, as this had not been disclosed to him upfront. He had only been informed that they wished to praise our work on the ad hoc committee and many individuals do. Yeah.
So you reported this to President Zuma and to Mr. Duduzane Zuma. Did you report it to anybody else?
I went to my principals. President Zuma is my president in the party, and my elder, which I felt to respect him because these guys went to him. And then Duduzane Zuma is the member of the PTT, which is Presidential Task Team. So because of a certain relationship, I decided to...
Sorry, just to be clear,
Yes.
Presidential Task Team within the political party.
Within the political party, yes.
Okay.
So I had to tell them the story because I know Duduzane understands these people. So I then decided, no, let me go tell them what happened for my protection in a way that I had a meeting with these two people, but when we got there, the subject of the meeting was then related to me as this. So the president did say, at first when I told him about these people, he kept on saying, okay, because when I said it, I said I was in a meeting where I was speaking with General Khan. So the president doesn't know General Khan. He met that guy once, even Duduzane confirmed it. No, this guy has only met Ubaba Nakwana once somewhere in passing. So president doesn't know Duduzane. But when we spoke about these two guys, he said, oh, Amadota Wokwai. Yeah, baby figured it out. That meaning Lamadota, those cigarette guys, oh, they came here, so what was wrong with that? So I then told the president, time for Ngibizelo intention. This is when the president tells me, no, do the right thing. Go do your thing, uyiveza lento. So I got the blessings of putting uyiveza from my seniors.
Okay.
We just, did you report this to the committee,
Now,
the ad hoc committee?
I wouldn't use the word reported. But when I went to the committee on that day, I spoke about it when I was questioning General Masemula.
Can I just pause you there? Because that's where I was going to go next. Can I take you to page 13 in the bundle? In fact, if we could just start at page 12. You'll see from page 12, this is a transcript from the meeting of the ad hoc committee on 17 March 2026. Okay, you'll see the date at the top.
Yes.
Okay. And then page 13, you turn over the page.
Yes.
The very last paragraph on that page, that long paragraph. Okay. That's
I
where
see it, yes.
you see that. You see three lines into it. Sorry, Commissioner Kamala, maybe it would help if the witness just read this paragraph and the relevant parts into the record. So I think, Mr. Shongwe, if you could read that paragraph.
Where it starts.
But the relevant part starts at guess what happened.
Wait.
Three
where
lines
is
in.
that? 3 lines before? Okay, yes. So should I start there by guess what happened?
Yes.
Okay, I say there, guess what happened? I got a call to come to Durban. Somebody wants to see me. These people went into the office to make an appointment to see me. I flew to Durban, and when I got there, General, when I got there, should I read the time as well?
No, you can skip over that.
Okay, General, who are having there's a very small font here,
I know it is very
Yeah.
small.
who are having a factory of cigarette in Maritzburg. You may know them. They took me to a security company office. Actually, they invited me to that office in Morningside, not far from Cubana. When I entered, they spoke to me and said to me, Shongwe, what is wrong? What did we do to you? Should I continue?
Yes.
Okay. My response, what are you talking about? That house has cameras outside and inside, General. As we are speaking, obviously they make promises. We will look after you. Do not do this. Why speak to this guy? There is somebody who wants to speak to you. And I ask, who's that? There is somebody who wants to speak to you. Who's that? No. Look at the phone. They forcing me to take the call. They made a video call. On the video call is a person I do not know. It is the first time seeing that person, but I'm told this is General Khan now. My question is, the guy spoke until his eyes, my question is, the guy spoke until his eyes were red. When he was speaking, as emotionally, as emotionally as I am right now, he says, you are suffocating me. Come see me on Thursday or on Friday in Sentin. Let us talk. What is wrong? Yes, on the record. Yes, on the record, I do not see there is anything wrong in that, because that is how we politicians get information. But what worries me is what these two families say to me. There is a family of Maja Janseka who died, a makeup artist who was shot in the head. The family says this case, somebody walked on the case, and allegation is that General Khan covered for these murder cases. The second family is the case of somebody. Sorry, the second family is the family of Dr. Abdullah Munshi, who was killed in an alleged road rage incident. A car bumped into the car behind the doctor. The doctor went out and he was shot. But on the street, it was said that the father of the son who went to the hospital and died had the hands on that doctor. It is the one claiming that he killed that doctor for revenge. And again, General Khan's name comes out there, and it is said that to me that he is the one who who is the protector. Now, General, it is alleged that we here in Parliament, the ad hoc, we will not see that person sitting where you are sitting, because he claims he is protected. He claims all of us are taking something from whoever he says it is true. I will not reveal my sources. I had left that thing, but when I was in that house, that prompted me. If General Khan if he is as true as he says, yeah, he is. Why is he not applying to come here and clarify his name? But instead, he opts to call me and invite me into an office. Why now?
Yeah, okay, that's good. I think you can stop there. So this is where you relate in the ad hoc committee the events that took place on the 8th of March. just before I ask the next question, I just want to first ask you, you say in this paragraph, when you got there, you met these people who have a factory of cigarettes in Pietermaritzburg. Who are you talking about? Is that...
Imran and Asaf Kaji.
They have a cigarette factory,
It's what they told me.
and that cigarette factory is in Pietermaritzburg.
Yes, how they tell me that is that in one of his yappy too much, he says, your former SG, with mentioning, referring to Floyd Chibambo, while he came to the factory and we always helped him, we gave him something, don't worry. He was referencing how we helped people. So if I agree to what they want to offer, it's one of those things that he talks too much. I recall as we move on it. So it says that, yeah, Floyd Chibambo came there, your former SG, we gave them T-shirts, don't worry, man. That was the topic. So in that sentence, that is where he says, in our factory in Pietermaritzburg.
Okay. And do you know the name of the factory?
No, I don't. I've never been.
All right. So you talk about it then in the ad hoc committee. Were there any further inquiries that were made on this incident by either by the ad hoc committee or by anybody else that you're aware of?
Ma'am, to my understanding, I think, let me say, I'm new in Parliament. And some of the things I don't know how they operate. But the level of assistance we're supposed to get, or I think we should be getting in the ad hoc committee, is zero. Because this matter, it's only here that I'm speaking about this matter. It's only here that I'm asked formally about this matter. And taking into consideration, you see, when you speak of the cigarette guys, you link them with many allegations, including the drugs, how unsafe they are. If I may recall back, there was a time when I went to Kgoshi Mampuru. A night before, we were questioning Kat Madlanga, if I may transverse the space. A night before, I questioned Kat Madlanga, which was on Wednesday. I drove out to Tembisa to see one of my pastors, Umabus Melan. When his daughter was opening the gate, I got hijacked. And my car was taken into the car at the back and we drove off with those two people, with the daughter as well. Fast forward, the case is opened. And the case is opened as kidnapping and hijacking. Now, I asked the police, why do you specify it like that? Because it sounds in a way. Then they specified this is like this. I didn't report it. I went to work. I went to the police station. After I was done with the police station, I went straight to work because I wanted to question Kat Madlanga. I was so interested in questioning Kat Madlanga. And why was I so interested? Because I just can't find that article, but I think it was reported by Media 24 in some years. It was somewhere in December, where the Ariton drugs, it said they were not transported to the lab, but they went to Pretoria West College. I've never seen that anywhere. I've only seen it once in that article, and I can't find it. That I was looking for yesterday. Before I lose my chain of thought. Cool. So that day when I went to question Kat Madlanga, I wanted to ask him, Muguti, is this the reason he got residence for his business in the Pretoria West, so that these drugs, if they were brought to Pretoria West, nobody will think the drugs of Kat Madlanga are in the police college. So that information, for you to probe that information and get it further somewhere, you'll have to transverse very dangerous ways, to go to dangerous people and put your life in danger. So I didn't probe that thing further. But that was why I went to work that day. So I got to work. I didn't even tell my colleagues that an incident had happened. I asked a certain question to Bob Madlanga. Unfortunately, my 10 minutes lapsed before I got the important information about the Metropolitan Life Company. I didn't get to the drugs issue. As I left there, I wrote a note to my chairperson that I'm leaving. There was a certain incident I'll explain later. And I left because I was very emotional. Now, in the media, it was said, Shongwe asked, address to Ket Matlala as Hortman. When I address everybody, I either call them Mr. Gazelle or clan names and all that. Everybody, I respect people. But I missed that opportunity of checking whether these drugs really were in college. And if they were in college, that means the syndicate, which I call the Indian Cabal, which I'm still checking the IDEC people, would have been able to work with Ket Matlala to get the drugs stored in the police, and they can be utilized from that police vicinity. Nobody would think if there are drugs in the police college. Nobody would think to check there. So I say this because in the ad hoc, the support that we're supposed to be getting was somehow very limited. We missed a lot of things that we could have probed. So that's why I say, even that matter, I was never asked. I remember seeing it on TV 2 days. I didn't mention it that much, but I saw it on 2 days later. I saw it on TV. I was like, oh, now I have to rush and tell my parents quickly something happened, because while my mother was still alive and my father, I couldn't tell them that this thing has happened, because they are always worried. People are coming at auction and say, hey, umntana kuzongena engozini, stuff like that. So I didn't tell anybody, but I saw it on the news on Friday. Then I informed my family. But in the ad hoc, we have never spoken about this.
So that whole story that you just gave us now about Ket Matlala and the drugs and so on is a way of you saying that there were no further inquiries.
I couldn't.
From the ad hoc committee side.
Yes, including this one as well. Yes.
Okay. On that issue, but also on this issue.
On this one, yes.
You're drawing an analogy. All right.
Yes.
But on the 17th of March, when you explained this in the ad hoc committee, you were discussing, the person you were talking to at that point was General Masemola. He was the person who was the witness before the ad hoc committee. And he's the National Commissioner of Police.
At that time, yes.
Did he follow up and make any inquiries about this call that was made to you with this offer from General Khan?
It's only the Madlanga Commission that has spoken to me about this matter, apart from my political party. And in my thinking, I think me mentioning it there in the ad hoc, for me it was enough. I didn't even see a need to open a case or do anything further, because that space, I think it's a protected space. We are governed by certain laws there. We are protected by certain laws. If the committee felt the need to do anything, they would have jumped on it, including protecting us.
Okay. Then your statement concludes with, you refers to the timeline tracker from your vehicle, which we have. And then you conclude that they never reached out to you, meaning Mr. Kaji and Mr. Imran, and then you've clarified there is a different version that's provided in Ms. Londiwe's statement, but you've explained that. And that brings us to the end of your statement. Is there anything else you wish to add?
You would wish you never asked that. So, do you have 6 hours?
Only that's relevant to the questions that were put to you in this notice, sir.
No, apart from saying I appreciate the level of the Madlanga Commission work and the fact that you guys have taken the bar. In fact, I'll admit at first when you started, the Madlanga Commission, to me, I was seeing as Zondo Commission point 2. It was not going where we wanted to. But when we, the MKP members in the ad hoc, changed the notch, people, the South Africans focused so much in the ad hoc until something changed here. And I myself was changed and taken into appreciation that at least this time around, there won't be a 1 billion spent on nothing. There won't be a 1 billion spent on fighting our fight as politicians. So I appreciate you guys for being fair and honest to the fight. And the South Africans are seeing that exactly as I see it. So in that note, I also appreciate that you have given me this opportunity to speak about this. I hope we work together in fighting this crime in South Africa. We wouldn't have much and march today had our laws been followed the way they should be. Now we have an issue where we have to accept and feel bad that we are taking foreigners away in their country, but mainly because laws were not followed. So I appreciate your work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shongwe. Chair, I don't have any further questions for the witness.
Can I put this on record before you speak, Commissioner Wuti? I'm the first person to get the commissioners not to ask the questions. I'm saying
Thank you very much, Mr. Shongwe. You are excused.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Ms. Asim?
Chair, I believe there may be one in-camera application. Could I ask that we stand down? I can't give you a time.
Come back when it's indicated to us. Thank you. Let's adjourn. Yes, Mr. Chasselson, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Chair. Afternoon, Commissioners. Chair and Commissioners, there is an application for the evidence of witness L to be led in camera. The application has been put before the Commission. There is no opposition on record. The media have been notified of the application. And unless there are specific questions which the Commissioners would want me to address, I would ask that the Chair gives a ruling that that the evidence of witness L be given in camera.
Just.
To address it.
No.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Is it still morning? Afternoon, Mr. Chasselson. We've obviously read the application, and the Chair will deal with how the Commission intends to proceed with it. But it was served on the media. So if you go to page 15 of the letter, page 15 of the application, rather, the letter of the attorneys, the media's attorneys, they raise serious concerns about how the in-camera applications are presented to them, and they are so heavily redacted that they cannot meaningfully engage with the application. Although they say they are not opposing this one, they raise certain concerns, so it may be that evidence leaders going forward need to address this issue because it's obviously a concern to the media parties. And they wanted it placed on record. That's why it's put in the letter.
Indeed, Commissioner. Our concern with this specific application is that it was very difficult to provide, well, it wasn't possible to provide a less redacted copy without identifying the witness in the process. And certainly the redactions that were made were...
They were necessary.
We believe were necessary. It may be that we need to... obviously we cannot post an unredacted application on, or circulate it to the world. But it may be that we can have a situation going forward where we make available to legal representatives of the media if not a wholly unredacted copy, then a much more substantially unredacted copy under conditions of confidentiality. We'd have to think through a process that would secure the protection of the witness.
Or maybe as you serve it on them, consider explaining why reductions were made and for what purpose, so that at least they get a big picture. Because I'm concerned that all they are getting is a redacted application, and they are then being asked to state whether they oppose or they consent, and that's where the complication might be. So it's something to think about for the evidence leaders going forward. I don't think we will find a solution now, but I thought I should place it on record because they have placed it on record in the form of a letter.
Thank you, Commissioner. It is certainly something that we are applying our minds to.
Mr. Chaskelson, I'm thinking there are a few prayers in the notice of application itself. What I'm proposing is just to make a ruling that the hearing of the testimony will be in camera, but I will ask you to prepare a full draft ruling. Why I'm saying that, I'm looking, for example, at paragraph 3. Yes. So let me just make that one important ruling, and then for the rest, I'm thinking it may then be served on the media and also posted on our website, the full ruling.
Thank you, Chair. We will, and maybe just to clarify what 3 is, because we can't clarify what 3 is. 3 is.
I think I do have an idea, but then no, please go ahead.
But for the public.
Yes.
3 is to specify a list of the people who may be present in the proceedings, and we just need to organize among ourselves inside the evidence leader team who is going to be present so that they can be named.
Yes. Thank you. The hearing of the testimony of witness L will be in camera. A fuller ruling will be given in due course, and it will be posted in the Commission's website and also handed over to or delivered to the media.
Thank you, Chair.
And we adjourn, I assume, until...
I'm afraid we do adjourn at this
9:30 tomorrow. Let's adjourn.